Namaste friends, welcome to Biology Center for True Learning. Here I request you to subscribe our YouTube channel Biology Center for more videos and press the bell icon for latest notifications and updates. In this video, we make an attempt to learn the new concept in the human reproduction chapter, pregnancy and embryonic development in human females. What is pregnancy? The state of being pregnant is called pregnancy. When human female conceives, that situation is said to be as pregnancy. In previous videos, we learned the structure of blastocyst or blastula. There we might not label the part chorionic villi, but in this diagram, the numerous structure formed on the tropoblast part of the blastula is chorionic villi. Here they are appearing as finger-like projections. These finger-like projections on the tropoblast are called chorionic villi. These chorionic villi actually enveloped by or covered by the uterine tissue and maternal blood. They are embedded. So after reaching the uterine wall, this blastula structure completely embedded in the uterine wall. Then chorionic villi is also covered by the uterine tissue and maternal blood. Here the chorionic villi is formed the new structure, the placenta, in association with the uterine tissue. I mean both chorionic villi and tissue of the uterine wall combinedly or jointly form the placenta. The placenta is the structure which acts as the structural and functional unit which is between fetus and maternal blood. In this diagram, the structure of placenta is very clearly appearing as this red colored portion is called placenta. This placenta acts as the structural and as well as functional unit. This structure is found between the fetus and maternal blood. It is the connection or it is the link between the developing fetus and maternal blood. The role of placenta in the development of embryo is immense. The main functioning of the placenta is supplying of the necessary things to the fetus from the maternal blood. I mean, it supplies oxygen and nutrients and remove the carbon dioxide and waste materials produced by the embryo. This is the main function. Here also one diagram is given. From this diagram, we are able to see and identify the some structures like the placenta. So this is the developing embryo. This is the placental villi. This is the cavity of the uterus. This is the yolk sac. The very important another new part is umbilical cord. Of course, we will talk about the umbilical cord later. The first, once again, so recall the functioning of the placenta. The main functioning of the placenta is supplying of the oxygen and essential nutrients to the developing embryo or fetus, and removal of the carbon dioxide and waste materials produced by the developing embryo to the outside. Then the placental structure is connected to the embryo through the umbilical cord. Here the placenta is not directly have contact with the developing embryo. There is one more structure helps in making the bridge between the placenta and developing embryo. That bridge-like structure called umbilical cord. This is from here to here represent the umbilical cord. The umbilical cord contains so many vessels for supplying purpose. Mainly umbilical cord helps in the transport of substances to the embryo and from the embryo. Then the few more important things about the placenta. So apart from the performing the functioning of supplying the oxygen and nutrients to the embryo and removal of the carbon dioxide and waste materials produced by the embryo, some other important functions also performed of the placenta. So they are regarded as the endocrine functions. During the pregnancy, the placenta acts as endocrine tissue. Endocrine in the sense it is going to secrete certain hormones which are needed to support the pregnancy. Here the placenta act as an endocrine tissue and secrete several hormones. Here the important hormones secreted with the placenta are mentioned in an order one by one. So let us see what are they. The first hormone is human chorionic gonadotropin. Shortly it is as HCG. Second one, human placental lactogen. Shortly it is written as HBL. The third hormone is estrogen. The fourth hormone is progesterone. The fifth hormone is relaxin. Now we have the discussion about each and every hormone. So one after one. The first hormone is human chorionic gonadotropin. So it is called glycoprotein hormone. To make the complete structure of this hormone, 237 amino acids are required. It is most similar to the luteinizing hormone, so which is secreted by the thalamus part of the brain. So it is produced by the syncytiotropoblast. Main functioning of human chorionic gonadotropin is maintenance of the corpus luteum. As we came to know earlier, the corpus luteum is the specialized structure essential for the maintenance of the pregnancy in human females. Here, human chorionic gonadotropin plays vital role in knowing the female whether conceive or not. The doctors takes the blood and urine samples for detecting the human chorionic gonadotropin. If HCG is found to be positive in those tests, so it is confirmed as the blastocyst is implanted and embryogenesis is already began. The levels of human chorionic gonadotropin in the maternal blood reaches its maximum level or peak level around the 6th week of the pregnancy. So this is the small chart represents the functioning of the human chorionic gonadotropin. Here HCG stimulates the corpus luteum actually on the first week of pregnancy. Immediately the corpus luteum secretes the progesterone. Here the progesterone hormone perform the two main functions. One is prevents the menses. The menstrual flow will stop temporarily and support the pregnancy. I mean support the development of the young fetus. So this is the picture from which we can understand the mm, searching of the HCG hormone in the blood test. If human chorionic gonadotropin found in this quantity, there is no pregnancy. I mean 0 to 5 so milli international units per milliliters. If this hormone is more than the 5 mlu per milliliter, the pregnancy will be confirmed. The second hormone secreted by the placenta is human placental lactogen. It is also called chorionic somatomamotropin. The chorionic somatomamotropin is the another name for human placental lactogen. It is a non-glycosylated hormone. For composition of this hormone, the total amino acids required are 191. Its function mostly similar to growth hormone. What is the main function of the growth hormone? So supporting the growth of the body. Here also human placental lactogen also supports the growth of the young fetus. It also performs another function, stimulating milk glands in anticipation of breastfeeding. So after the delivery of the baby, so there should be a storage of milk and ready to supply to the newborn baby. In anticipation of that, human placental lactogen stimulates the mammary glands for milk production. Its main function is regulating the maternal metabolism. I mean mother metabolism. From this chart, so we are able to get the little amount of information regarding the metabolism by human placental lactogen. It mainly break down the lipids present in the maternal body, which is called lipolysis. By the lipolysis, the energy is released. That energy is utilized by the developing fetus. That is the maternal lipolysis. Then HPL also act as diabetogenic, I mean increasing the sugar levels in the maternal blood. So because the developing fetus must be supplied with the energy, I mean supply the nutrients. Because of that reason, this hormone ensure the increasing level of the sugar levels in the maternal blood. Here that sugars are utilized by the fetus for its development. Of course, that helps to break down of fats and free up glucose for the fetus. That is what I explained from this diagram. Then it makes the body less sensitive to the effects of the insulin. Here, the secretion of the insulin levels may be so declined. Because of the reason, there should be a availability of the sugars or glucose in the maternal blood, so which supplies the energy to the developing the fetus. The another hormone is estrogen. During the pregnancy, large amounts of estrogen is produced. It helps the uterus grow, maintain its lining, and fetal organs develop. Here, estrogen is essential for growth of the uterus, then maintaining the lining, a mucosal so layer of the uterus, which is newly formed, especially during the pregnancy, and development of the organs in the fetus. Estrogen enables the uterus and placenta to improve vascularization. Vascularization is nothing but the formation and development of the so many blood vessels. There should be the proper availability of the blood vessels for supplying purpose to the fetus, like the nutrients. Then estrogen stimulates breast growth and milk duct development in association with progesterone. Estrogen do not works alone. It works in association with the progesterone in stimulating the breast growth and milk duct development. Here, the small picture is appearing to us. In that, estrogen levels at different ages so is presented. So this is the ranges of normal estrogen level at the adulthood, during the pregnancy, and at the post menopause stage. In the adulthood, the estrogen levels fall between the 30 to 400 and picogram per milliliter. During the pregnancy, the estrogen levels are very high. So we can say this by looking at this figure, large figure, 500 and 5500 to the 30,000 picogram per milliliter at postmenopause. After the menopause, the estrogen levels were gradually declined, that is less than the 30 picogram per milliliter. If we see the effects of estrogen when it is high in the adulthood, the problems like PMS, premenstrual syndrome, then PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome, then endometriosis. So these are the problems experienced by the females in the adulthood due to the high levels of estrogen in the blood. During the pregnancy, the high estrogen levels causes cramps, fatigue, and headache. After the menopause, high levels of estrogen causes weight gain, memory lapses, and breast cancer also. If estrogen levels are declined in the blood, then what are the problems experienced by the females? In the adulthood, delayed puberty, the puberty will be delayed. Then recurring UTIs, urinary tract infections, they frequently exposed to the urinary tract infections. Then loss of hair. During the pregnancy, the fertility problems rises. Then sometimes it leads to miscarriage also, means abortion. Then, after the menopause, low levels of estrogen leads to hot flashes, incontinence, and osteoporosis. Osteoporosis means the weakening of the bones in the females. It is about the estrogen. The fourth hormone is the progesterone. Already we know some facts about the progesterone. So again we try to get the little bit information of the progesterone here. Progesterone mainly helps in establish the placenta. It stimulates the growth of blood vessels. Here growth of blood vessels is very essential during the pregnancy time, because the lot of nutrients and the proper supply of the required things to the fetus is mandatory and compulsory. It mainly loosens the ligaments and joints throughout the body. It prepares the body for the parturition. Because for that, it really started the loosening of the ligaments and make the joints free throughout the body. It keeps the uterine lining thick and healthy. Due to the progesterone, the uterine lining become thicker, because it has to bear the great weight of the developing fetus. Then it inhibits the contraction of the uterus. There should not be a happening of contractions in the uterus during the embryonic development. It strengthens the pelvic wall muscle for labor. At the time of the labor, to resist that, freely the progesterone strengthens the pelvic wall. Then it stimulates the growth of breast tissue for production of the milk after the delivery of the fetus. So this is the diagrammatic representation, so from which we get the little information. This is the developing embryo, right? This is the human chorionic hormone. It actually maintains the corpus luteum. The corpus luteum secretes the progesterone. The release of progesterone helps in maintain the endometrium. This is the endometrium, and also it helps in thickens the cervix region. It is about the progesterone hormone. Next hormone is relaxin. As the name indicates, it relaxes the muscles at the time of delivery of the fetus. Relaxin mainly facilitates the parturition. The parturition nothing but expulsion of the fully matured baby outside the female body through the vagina. The hormone helps in this is relaxin. Mainly it relaxes blood vessels and increasing blood flow to the placenta and the kidneys during the pregnancy time. So it increases the efficiency of the placenta and kidneys for blood supply. Then it also relaxes the ligaments in pelvis region and softens the and widens the cervix during the birth. Here the relaxation of the ligaments and softening and widening of the cervix region is must at the time of maturation. Then only the fully developed fetus is easily come out of the female body. Then it also helps in mainly prevents premature birth. The premature birth mostly leads to the early death of the newborn baby. This is the relaxin hormone. These are the functions mentioned here. The one is prepares the pelvis for delivery. Then relaxin improves the flexibility. Then it relaxes the muscles, joints, and ligaments. Then it softens and lengthens the cervix, and it relaxes smooth muscle of the uterus. So overall, relaxin hormone ensure the smooth and easy delivery of the fully developed fetus from the mother uterus. Apart from these hormones, there are other hormones also secreted by the placenta. Those perform their respective functions. One is chorionic thyrotropin, another one is chorionic corticotropin. Thank you for watching this video.